Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to, for the first time ever, review some Bardstown Bourbon Company. This is their Discovery Series. I believe this is
the newest release, Discovery 5.
Discovery 5. Yep. And so, we're going to review that today.
So, for everybody who doesn't know, the Discovery Series, first off, has been great. Like, I honestly, from the get-go, like, 1 was good, 2 was, like, really good, and 3 and 4 were, like, just, I mean, they were knocking out of the park how good that it was. Yep. And what they do is they take, I think it's like some of the earlier ones were like 3 or 4 bourbon/whiskeys that they were blending, and they blend it all together in these massive vats and then bottle it from there. And it's crazy how good. To me, this just shows, like, when people ever talk about blended whiskey in a negative way, like, this stuff traditionally has been so great. Like, it's just as good as if it's coming straight from the barrel.
Do you know, is this kind of going to be their jam? Like, this is going to be what they do forever, or are they going to get to a point where you think they're doing their own?
Funny thing you talk about that. So we'll talk about what's in this one here. So in this blend here, they have the nice thing is about Bardstown with the Discovery Series, they sit there and they totally line out. They don't say who it is because I don't think they can because of agreements and stuff. They put out the percentage of whatever the whiskey is, bourbon is, and they'll put the mash bill on it, which makes it just super easy just to look it up and find.
Yes.
And then the age statement on it as well.
Which is all really nice.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. So they have their Kentucky label on there is 13 years, and it's heavy cork, by the way. It's 13 years old. It's 31% of the blend, and 74% corn, 18% rye, and 8% malted barley. And that should be a Barton recipe if research would, the little amount of research I did online comes up. Then they have a 6-year that is, I think it's like, is it 18 or something? 17.
17.
Yeah, it's 17% of the blend, and it's 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. That's Jim Beam. Then they have their own stuff in there, which is 7-year-old, 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. But here's the whole big kicker with this. The next 25% of the blend is Dickel. And this is what everybody is stressing out about.
It's Tennessee.
Yeah, they say it's Tennessee. It's Dickel. And everybody's kind of stressing out about it because they're like, oh, crap, you're going to ruin Bardstown, the Discovery Series, because you're putting Dickel in it. And the recipe for Dickel is 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley.
I'm a child.
So, anyways, we're going to see, because this is, I've said this before to people, in this area, you can actually find this stuff. I don't want to say all the time, but when it releases, sits on the shelf for like a week or two at most places, if not longer. And you can actually find this stuff, and it's not cheap. I think
that's part of the issue of why it sits, is because I think people are scared of, like, oh, I'm paying $100 and some odd dollars for a blended blended bourbon.
But honestly though, like, you're mostly paying for, like, I think people stress out about that. I think that's obviously part of it. But then the other thing is that I just think a lot of people don't have Bardstown, haven't had Bardstown yet.
True.
And that's I want to say they're new. They're obviously not like super new. They've been around for like 7 years? Yeah. I guess 7, 8, 10 years, whatever it is. I mean, I guess they're technically new compared to a lot of the other big dogs out there. But overall,
the restaurant's phenomenal.
Oh, the whole place is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really a great look. If you get a chance to visit Bardstown,
oh, it's a must. You have to. It's massive. Yeah. It's great. But they literally do amazing stuff with their Discovery Series. I'm not as big on their Fusion, but I love their Discovery Series. And I tell people all the time, like, when people get stressed out about not finding super rare bottles, B-Tax or Wild Turkey Master Keeps or any of the Heaven Hill stuff, like, I'm like, go get this. I guarantee you'll like it just as much, if not more, and you can find it. So
you can always find it.
Yeah. So, and this is, I know I said the price earlier, $150. The proof on this one's 104.7. So, And oh my gosh, right off the nose, it's like an old cherry, like an older, like not like a rotten cherry or anything.
That would definitely not be pleasing.
It wouldn't
to
be
the
good.
nose.
That wouldn't be good. But it has like a dusty note to it a little bit with that cherry.
And I get a little citrus in there too. And I don't know if that's orange or what, but
Yeah.
I get a little bit of citrus in that.
There's also, like if
Ooh.
if you have like a little bit of like a, I don't know what I'm looking for here. Like it's like a dry caramel. Like if you sprinkled some kind of like caramel syrup on something, and then it dried,
Yeah.
and then it just has like a little bit tint of that smell. I don't know why that's coming to my mind. It just kind of is.
Now I like that.
Also,
because you taste the oak, like you taste that wood that I would expect if it's in fact like a Jim Beam. To me.
Also, something else on the nose, and this is totally weird. I don't know why this is kind of just totally coming to my mind. Like if you go to like a doctor's office, like whenever you were a kid, because nowadays you're not going to find this. But like remember like those old hard like candies that you get like in candy trays or whatever.
Yes.
I feel
I'm
like
familiar with those.
I feel like because you're old. Because I feel like
I'm not dusty old.
yeah, but it's like a dusty candy smell I'm getting on the nose of this. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
So, old people candy.
So if you're old, you're going to love this.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding.
So, on that palate, it has a little bit of like a candy cherry taste to it still. I think that cherry is a strong note in this.
I agree with that. It is.
But there has a little bit of like a really weird drying note on the finish.
That's funny because that's exactly what I was thinking. Like it dries right at the end of it. Like it sucks any moisture out of your mouth.
I kind of feel like that's like
the
the Dickel part of the bourbon that's in there, because a lot of Dickel bourbon or whiskey I guess I tend to get a lot of drying notes. I'm not getting, also another thing with Dickel, you get like a lot of vitamin notes and mineral notes. I'm not getting that off the top of the palate, which is good because that always has me worried.
This also, in that kind of like that taste right at the end of it is kind of like you ever put a whole peanut in your mouth, like the shell and all?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I get right there at the tail end of it, is like I had a peanut in my mouth, cracked it open, ate the peanuts inside, but then just threw the shell out because I don't eat the shells. That's gross.
Yeah. Now, I know everything I just said there about the vitamin note, and I don't know if I just said that and I spoke it into existence, but now I'm getting like a vitamin note. Now I'm starting to get disappointed in it. This is so hard because like there's a lot of this stuff. Honestly, this bottle I like and I dislike parts of it, and I think it has a really good palate. I think the nose is good. I think the finish for me is not what I want.
Although it lasts.
It does last. It's not a
long
finish.
it's not long either, but I feel like it packs a little bit of a punch at the end of it. Like not like a overwhelming punch, but it's at least strong enough that you go, I've been drinking a little bit here.
Sure. I think you get a little bit of spice with that too on the back end, maybe a little pepper.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and I don't know, I think this just might be me. I'm just not a Dickel fan, and I feel like I'm pulling those Dickel notes out, and I'm just not digging it. Like, it's not my favorite. And I'm also, if I'm being fair, I'm also a little disappointed because I put these at an extremely high standard. Like, I'd say for the last year, both those bottles, 3 and 4, or the last couple of years. Love them.
Yeah.
Have multiples of them. I'm down to my last 2 over there on the shelf, and they're fantastic.
I'd like to compare them just so.
I know. I guess I could crack one open one day and we can compare.
Yeah, we could compare them one day. So Pass? No pass?
You know, for $150, you see, it's hard because that's such a tough price point for me. I'm gonna say try because I think you'll be able to try this at different restaurants and bars. But
Or go eat at Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, if
and
you're
then try it
yeah,
there.
if you're in Bardstown, Kentucky, go to Bardstown Bourbon Company. Yeah, no doubt.
Get a reservation first because you won't be able to get in.
Yeah, they book up pretty quick.
Yes.
I would say try, but I'm between that try and pass.
I'll be honest. This is besides Fusion, this is the first Bardstown bourbon that I've had of the Discovery series. So I've not had any of the previous ones, and I would say this drinks more like a $60 to $70 bourbon.
I would totally agree.
And at $60 to $70, I would be all over this because I think but with at $150, your expectation becomes
extremely high.
Much higher than what you are at 60 or 70. Because you'd be if you bought this for $60 or $70 and we were sitting here and trying it and you went, oh yeah, that's good
all day long.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah,
that's like a great price. Let's pick it up
all day long. I absolutely totally agree. I agree with you. I think they priced themselves out a little bit with this bottle.
And maybe that's what they plan on doing. They don't want this to be an every man's bourbon.
Well, it's also going to sell. So, I mean, if you could sell it for 60 or 150 and you're going to sell out, you're going to sell it for 150.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
It's true.
So yeah. So then what are you then? Are you bypass, try?
I don't think for $150 after trying it now, I would say no, I wouldn't buy that.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm shocked.
But it's worth a try because it is good.
Yeah.
But it's just not apparently at the level of 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I'm so disappointed right now. I'm legitimately disappointed. This is like the first bourbon I've been really Well, no, I take it back. Second bourbon. Second bourbon I've been disappointed in all year, and I'm disappointed in this one. And it's not because it's not good. I think it is good. I just had expectations for here, and it went down to here. Yeah. So it is what it is. But anyways.
So if somebody's giving it to you at a discount, definitely buy it.
Yeah, sure. No doubt. So if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give us a like. And if you already haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's where you can see more of our future content that we'll have, different videos and stuff like that. And then go over to Facebook, check out our Facebook page, and go ahead and like and follow us there.
All right. Well, till the next time, we'll see you.